now across to our panelists joining us, Arshdeep Kardial, who is the Congress spokesperson, as well as Shehzad Poonawalla joining us of the BJP to give us an understanding on how they see the situation unfold. Arshpreet, over to you first on this Congress crisis in Rajasthan, the one of the few states that the Congress holds fort, unfortunately aren't able to sustain power in a healthy way. From what we see here, it was very well decided that Ashok Gehlot will hand over the reins to Sachin Pilot and will gracefully move over to contest the Congress presidential polls. But even before that could happen in that CLP meet, it seems like there's a huge twist in this tale with his MLAs, 85 of them tendering their resignation. We're shocked and confused. Did you not anticipate something like this coming? Or did you know and played ignorant?
See, number one, it's an internal party matter like every party has. And number two, the only reason we are talking about this, we know about this, is because we let information out. You know, we have accountability, we have transparency. Unlike the BJP, we do not brush things under the carpets. And since our transition is being discussed, we are very much entitled to discuss the transition of the BJP leaders as well. In 7 months, 5 CMs of the Bharatiya Janata Party were replaced. Yedurappa Saab, Trivendra Singh Rawat Saab, Teerath Singh Rawat Saab and Sonowal Saab. At one of the instances, Mr. Yedurappa had to resign because he was not liked by Mr. Advani. At the other instance, he had to resign because he was not liked by Mr. Modi. Then, you know, Mr. Teerath Singh Rawat was made to resign after 4 months of his governance. So therefore, the party, like, you know, a party like BJP or a country like North Korea or a country like China, we don't get to hear a lot of things about them, what is happening in them. That is not because there are no opinions, people do not want to speak. That is because they are not allowed to speak.
You know, but Arshpreet, let's leave the criticism against the other party aside, but let's speak for your own party. If you're looking at the Congress in Rajasthan, let's speaking for your own party. If you're calling this a free and fair process, if you're calling this a free and fair process, it appears that there was already a decision that Ashok Gehlot itself will be leading the Congress party. This is a speculation that Gehlot will be leading the Congress party as a Congress president, and therefore there'll be a change of guard in the state of Rajasthan, and this will be a smooth transfer, a ceremonial figure that Ashok Gehlot will be with the reins of the power still held by the Gandhi family. If this is a free and fair process, then how did Gehlot be very sure that he is going to be made the Congress president? He seemed quite confident that he's leading the party.
No, please tell me one thing. Who has said that Mr. Gehlot is going to be the president? Is it some prophecy that's to come true? The election is yet to happen. Mr. Gehlot is one of the contenders, and you'll know it, you know, with the passage of time, who's going to be the president of the party. But yes, the odds are good. The odds are in his favor. That is one of the probabilities. Nevertheless, the fact of the matter is that, you know, in our party, we have freedom of speech and expression. Leaders can speak. They are entitled to their opinions. We do not issue diktats to keep them quiet, to snub them, to suppress them, like the Bharatiya Janata Party does. And I gave you an example of 5 CMs who were replaced in 7 months. And number 2, for us, you know, it's not all about power. Like Mr. Nitin Gadkari exposed the BJP. He told us that, you know, nowadays politics is all about
power. Is it all about power for your Congress Neta Ashok Gehlot?
It is all about democracy.
So for Ashok Gehlot, is it all about power? It appears that Gehlot, like you said Gehlot, there was no final decision that Gehlot was going to be the president, and maybe that's what Gehlot knew, that he may not be the president. For all you know, he gives up the CM chair and then tomorrow goes to contest Congress polls. He doesn't become the Congress president, then he's lost on both.
It's great that you brought it up. It's great that you brought it up. First, we are the only party in the country that has organizational elections. The parties who are commenting upon us are almost like, you know, the people standing in a stadium on the stands, commenting upon how the captain, you know, bowled, how he batted, and who should the captain be, and how it should be led, when they would
not. But Arshpreet, totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. When you say
what the problem is.
Agreed. When you say you're the only party holding internal elections. Agreed. But what we left flabbergasted by is the fact that you had absolutely no vision and insight on this kind of rebellion. You had no idea that 85 of your people were going to resign.
For us, it is democracy. For the BJP, it is all about power. Mr. Ghatri has already clarified, that it's all about power. It's all about staying in power. It's
All
not
right,
about socio-economic development.
let me bring in
Just say one last
Shehzad
thing.
Poonawalla on that. Shehzad, a quick word from you. When there is democracy, when there is free and fair speak, this kind of commotion is inevitable, says the Congress.
Those who come from the legacy of emergency are talking about internal party democracy. For the last 24 years, we've had 9 presidents, all elected, and they've had 2, Sonia and Rahul. But let me unpack one by one the litany of lies that has been spoken about. And first of all, we have nothing to do with this. This is an internal matter. But yes, we as the citizens of India and as people concerned about Rajasthan for the last few years, ever since this government, which has been conceived in the womb of instability, has come to power, all they've been bothered about is Satta Bachao, Seat Bachao, Mukhyamantri Banao. And therefore, Rajasthan has become #1 in rapes, #1 in riots, #1 in Tushtikaran, #1 in Bhrashtachar. Their own ministers and MLAs write letters about the corruption in their government. Now, let's leave that aside for a moment. They are talking about internal democracy, and this is being a democratic process that's playing out. 3 questions specifically, Nabila. First of all, when in 2018 there was the first explosion of democracy in Rajasthan unit, they imposed sedition law. Although these people had said we want to do away with the sedition law, they put sedition law on their own MLAs, including the likes of Sachin Pilot and Ved Pratap Solanki, who is a Dalit MLA. Secondly, they talk about too much, this is about democratic expression within the party. Then please tell me how, before the nomination has been filed by Mr. Gehlot, Mr. Ajay Makan and the entire party announces that he will be the 19th, he will be announced as the president, and therefore CLP has to be held. The CLP could have been held after the election process plays out.
Thirdly, that's precisely what Arshpreet is denying. Arshpreet says that that's false allegation, that there was no message conveyed on those lines, that Gehlot will be the president. That's false.
Nabila, you should, okay, let me give you instances of this. Please hear the statement given by Ajay Makan just about 2 hours ago. Before that, you please go and see the statement of other leaders of the Congress party who have come out and said on record, Mr. K. Muralidharan has said that only a person whom Nehru Parivar supports will become the president. Mr. Chidambaram has said on record that the Congress, whoever is the president, the preeminent position will be with Rahul Gandhi. 5 MPs wrote a letter saying that please give us access to the electoral rolls, which was denied by the Congress party. And forget everything else. Arshdeep is sitting here. I don't know if he's read the Congress constitution. He's certainly not read the BJP constitution, under which Article 19 allows for the election process to play out. And it's been done in every instance in the last 24 years for 9 presidents. I am asking him, under Article 19 of the Congress constitution, CWC members have to be elected. 12 out of 23. Please, Mr. Arshdeep, you spoke for a long time. Have the patience to listen. 12 out of 23 members need to be elected. Can you tell me who were elected? Now let me come to the other point. If they are saying that this is about democratic expression, a majority of the MLAs, 100 odd MLAs, have clearly rejected the choice that is being imposed on them by the High Command. So accept this decision. Why are you taking Anushasan Karwai on them? Why is Mr. Ajay Makan threatening them with disciplinary action? So this is contradictory. Congress and democracy are as far as drinking and driving. Just like you don't drink and drive, Congress and democracy don't go in the same statement.
Arshpreet, you want to clarify on that?
Now please allow me an uninterrupted minute. First of all, a party that has a legacy of double standards is giving us lectures. They say they have a problem with Parivarvad, and then they induct a Jyotiraditya Scindia, and he is rewarded with a ministry. Where go your standards? Where goes your problem of Parivarvad? And number 2, you are giving us lectures on how to run our own party when your own CMs were replaced in less than 7 months, Shehzad. And all those CMs, what were the reasons? If you could tell us, if you could tell everybody why the CMs were replaced in the first place, we'd be more than happy to hear, because many of them were replaced because they were not satiating or making happy, their prime minister, their president, their vice president. And number 2, where is Mr. Advani? He used to be greeted by Mr. Modi. We do not get to see him in the Lok Sabha. We do not get to see him in the Rajya Sabha. We do not get to see any of the press conferences. Now please hear me out. Now since you are talking about our party, we are intending to talk about your party.
I have nothing to do with your party. Your party can
please tell us. You can talk about our party.
Where
Where is Mr. Advani nowadays? tell us his address. We would like to hear a little from him also about the BJP's constitution, about the BJP's history, about what he has done for the party. And nevertheless, what was done to Mr. Advani? He's
Nabila,
stay for a moment. Stay for a moment on that. Hold that thought.
Sideline its president. Former
Shehzad,
presidents have been sidelined.
More or less, what Arshpreet here, what he's trying to hint at is that Congress at least believes in a free and fair election process where they choose its CM. But many of the BJP ruled states, it's the High Command generally choosing the chief ministerial face. So that's a decision done by the High Command, and nothing happens in defiance of the High Command. And that's more or less the same situation as...
I've understood his incoherent and totally irrelevant question. You didn't need to paraphrase
now,
but nonetheless, let me address that. And please, can I have the courtesy of making my point without...
Allow Shehzad to complete.
Can I have the courtesy of answering? It's a Skype line.
You have a lot of regard for the party constitution, for the party
not interrupted.
Please tell us where he is. You were interrupting me throughout.
Can I have the courtesy of speaking? I heard his incoherent.
Hold on for a moment,
He was interrupting me throughout. He wants to talk about Rajasthan.
Can I speak?
A final statement, please, from Shehzad Punawala.
I have asked him a question.
If you can hold on.
Yeah,
of course, he
your PCR can do the needful. Thank you.
Well, I would have really appreciated if the PCR would have
Nabila, can I speak? It's my
opportunity. Just for a moment, could you hold on, please? Can I have a final word? We are very short on time. Just for a moment, if I can have Arshpreet's volume low for a moment, please. Shehzad, a quick final word.
Notwithstanding the fact that you wasted precious airtime on the rantings of an irrelevant Congress spokesperson, let me clarify to you that all our chief ministers are spoken by the legislature party, including Mr. Dhami, who was also then further on elected by the people, and for the first time a government repeated itself in Uttarakhand. So we don't need lectures on how to run governments from a party which lost 5 out of 5 states, and we won 4 out of 5 states. That's not the point today. Nabila, if this was a free and fair process, I'm asking him a specific question. Mr. Shashi Tharoor and Manish Tiwari have asked for the electoral rolls. Anand Sharma has raised questions on this electoral process. Ajay Makan came out and announced the candidate who's going to win even before he filed his nomination. And this entire process that's playing out in Rajasthan is not an act of democracy. It's in fact the act of gulami, where MLAs are not being allowed to say their voice because the High Command...
Thank you very much. Very short on time at the moment, but Arshpreet and Shehzad making your points on that. Well, the crisis though in Rajasthan still unfolding.